Okay, remember the jealous people are changing my voice. I'm over here at Oak Ridge Mall, aka Westfield Shopping Center in San Jose, California. I just want to talk to you about the difference between being a man and a nerd or a jock or a mere person in the military or a mere politician, a mere rich person, a mere rocker, a mere thug, what have you. You see, ver in virtue means man, okay? And when you're in the modern day, scenario or situation that a person's in 2025, when people are clearly faced with moral dilemmas, they're faced with technology-based dilemmas, artificial intelligence, brain hacking, DARPA, what have you. A man is going to choose to do what is right, even if it kills him. Some people might think it's suicide to do the right thing. But doing the right thing is the smart thing to do. It is the manly thing to do. To not do the right thing is pathetic. So there's racist white people and racist Jews alike who have compared the Jews to that kind of sidekick of Jabba the Hutt that sits on his lap. They've compared him to Dick Dastardly and so on and so forth. Okay? Trying to make it so that certain racist white people who like to wear suits, right? The old devil in the suit routine, who like to pretend that they're magically superior, can pretend that they're superior. A huge part of why tons of people die is so they can pretend that they're impressive. Some arrogant English or German or Scottish guy in some nice vehicle. Okay, maybe a Mercedes-Benz commercial or something. Just sheer stupidity. That's not what it means to be a man. And if you're not a man, you're not going to be the man. I'm going to end this by telling you a story. Because you already know the top martial artist's idea. I mean, who did you think it was, right? You know the difference between Michael Jordan, the average Orthodox Jewish person who refuses to admit that God's order is the Royal African Falcon Martial Art Order? And certainly you know the difference between ideal and people who claim to be ideal, whether they're Nazis or Jews or, just white supremacists or whatever. So I was in a Safeway in Morgan Hill yesterday, and there was two people who look like crypto Jew Hispanic people or something, but I don't really know what race they are because at times it's hard to tell. They have the kind of Jew fro, in terms of the curly Jewish hair. And I've seen Samoans with hair like that. I've seen black people with hair that's somewhat like that. I've seen, Hispanics. I've seen people who look like just maybe Middle Eastern types. I've seen people in Hamas, maybe not Hamas, but, people who are Palestinians with hair like that. So it's hard to say what race they are because they mix races a lot as part of their sort of global culture. And of course, nationalists are variations of globalists as well. It's a story for another day. But so I was there, and I get my juice like I usually do, because the government thinks it makes them tough to determine what drink that I drink. They think that makes them bad or something. And again, that's not being a man. That's pathetic. On that note, everyone who's working for the government right now, keep sitting there for the next 3 seconds acting like the bitches you are. You see what I'm saying? When I say that, it actually is God's son giving them a command that they're following. Them being pestered, being weirdos pestering me to kind of be like a stop sign detour bitch and say, hey, go this way instead, is not doing anything. Even though I'm telling them to do something they're going to do anyway, I'm still God's son telling them, the man, where they're just some kind of pipsqueak worm, some kind of Ichabod, some kind of Weinstein-ass coward, right? Pretty straightforward. And so when we look at the comparison, they're not manning up. So that person with his girlfriend, right, quite often they like to pretend that they're being diplomatic or something, but their orders are to be assholes whether they approve of that order or not. They're orders from the worms that they follow orders from, because they're not man enough to defy them, mind you. So I was going to grab some chips from my mom, and he was like, no. Okay, now quite often, if I ignore that, pipsqueak's sorry excuse for an authoritative utterance, that, maybe there's some powder on the, on the chip bag, or maybe it numbs my body or whatever, right? They use technology. And it's clear, they've admitted that they do this, stuff. They've admitted it many times that this is how they operate. It's not just something that started occurring. People have admitted that. I have over 20 witnesses on record to the psyop against me that's admitted. The evidence is overwhelming. It's conclusive. Anyway. So he says that bitch ass shit. And, when I get back to the car or later on at some point, I can't remember that part, I start, doing what I usually do. I start venting. I start saying that's some bitch shit. It's some, small fry punk shit. You know what I'm saying? It's cowardly. It's stupid to be some kind of, I compared him to Harry Potter's evil twin brother, or more evil twin brother, who works out a little bit, but he's still, he's still a punk compared to me. I'm the top martial artist ever. To take on some kind of magic card, sage, mage stance is a fucking disgrace. It's a sick fucking joke. So they act like they're talking to their dog. They do this sometimes. They think they're bad, right? They don't want to say it to my face because they're some insignificant, powerless worm pretending to be important, using psychology and chaos magic and pipsqueak Howard shit like that. Some elf weirdo gnome shit like that. And so they'll be talking to their dog while the government is using technology to try to protect them, what have you. And they'll say, no, stay, And you got to realize that the word goy is a play on words for goat, okay? Now, bear with me. You'll see why I'm right here. It's G-O-Y, right? Now, compare that to G-O-A-T. So part of the wordplay is you take the G and the O off of the word. You get the Y for the goy, and you get the A-T for the goat. You put it together, you get te, right? And you get ya, ti, and yat in terms of how it sounds, right? Yat is spelled differently, but how it sounds. Yah being a moon deity, La, okay? Not the true name for God, by the way. Neither is Yahweh. Neither is El. And T as the feminine suffix. And I've proven this with, some kind of encyclopedia or dictionary site in the past, okay, where they use the example of Bat, where the T is the feminine suffix, the Bat is the Egyptian deity. Okay, so Yah, T. And of course, this is what these people say. Now, even if you don't believe that wordplay, bear with me, you'll see that I'm right. So their argument is that a goy is some kind of an animal, okay? And often they refer to it as the sheep, right? The sheep, the goy, the animal, some useless farm animal that they're telling what to do, what have you, right? Well, here's the problem with that. You see in Matthew, I think it's Matthew 25, where Christ separates the sheep from the goats, okay? The goats are actually inferior to the sheep using that Judeo-Christian religion, right? They're inferior. The goat has as negative connotation. Pan is a goat, right? A part goat, part man, abomination. So you see that they are goats who are cheating me out of my right to lead while abusing people who have less money than they do and less secular and insignificant worldly power in the construct than they do. And they're pretending that they're blood money, and there's lots of them. Okay, there's millions and millions of these people who are into the occult, Jewish and otherwise. They're pretending that they're blood money and their beta network makes them important, like Revenge of the Nerds or something. Harry Potter, nerds from The Simpsons. Just some bitch-ass, geek, dweeb, fucking dork-ass shit. Just bitch. That is fucking bitch. Okay? And so you already know the top martial artist ever possible was never, ever, ever, ever going to do it. These racist little snot-nosed geeks, frat, brat, mall rat kind of weirdos, okay? He's never going to do that. These sorority, fraternity, weirdos, and they go and be Freemasons after that. I'm never going to do what they say. They're on some bitch-ass fucking shit. Some stop sign shit. These are the types of people. They're like, hey, I'm holding that stop sign. Stop right there. Look, I'm going to stop right anyway. I'm going to stop here anyway. They cause me to stumble on my words and they think they're doing something there too. Keep that in mind. I said, I'm going to stop here anyway, you fucking pig. You're not exerting shit over me. I'm Jesus. You're just a cop. A dime a dozen. Dime a dozen. Insignificant. Unimportant. Hellbound fucking pig. What the fuck can you say? And in the bigger picture, you're all going to be judged by God and me at God's right hand. Judged by me in the Spirit of God. What the fuck can you say? I tried to exert insignificant pipsqueak power. It's fucking retarded. Well, what kind of parents do you people have that you don't get that I'm right? What the fuck's wrong with you?